Leave me alone!
The walking simulator meets base management. That's the altars. With our entire crew and captain dead on arrival, we went to our Ferris wheel base and sleep off the copious levels of radiation. We then gotta call corporate and explain how cooked this exploration is.
Snake, it's Otacon.
This is the new captain of the mission speaking, Jan Dolsky.
I have a warning for you. We just got a hot tip. Hatsune Miku is in the area.
What?
With corporate called and out of the way, we head out to get organic fuel for the ship to actually move, or else we get obliterated by the sun in a couple days.
Smoke. I should look for organics here.
With scanning being introduced, basically being a little survey of a small area, try and go to the ground, actually find some resources. With the redder it is, the more materials in the ground. I eventually figure it out, and we have to connect these pylons to the base, which takes me around a couple minutes. And then I have to... Well, I thought I had to wait for it to build up, and I just have to go explore for a couple days, but it turns out I had to interact with this console here, and I'm not exactly proud of it, but yeah, like 3 hours later I figured out I have to hold this button that I didn't see. And now we get to the fun part. After a quick call from corporate, we fuck up the engine and our boss suggests cloning a batch of DNA.
Hatsune Miku created Minecraft.
With the sheep test out of the way, we end up getting told by corporate that we have to then clone ourselves. Yeah, I don't think we get paid enough for this, man. But anyways, we have to then manipulate our brain branch memory. Wrong game, my bad.
What is this?
With our first altar out and about, we basically have to talk this guy out of an existential crisis with the support of the meds currently injected in him. And so after we end up pissing him off by being a dick, we then have to make home-style pierogi so we can bond.
They're delicious, man. Shut the fuck up.
After agreeing to help us repair the engine, and not fuck it up, even worse. Our Ferris wheel on wheels decides to break down on us, and we have to basically go and figure out what's wrong, signifying the start of Act 1. We wake up to a call from corporate, like all good exploration missions gone wrong. At the beginning of day 8 in our fuck up gone wrong, we decide, hey, let's make another us. After managing to calm down this anxiety-ridden version of us, who might be an opioid addict, there's a lot wrong with this one. And moving on. With that said and done, I work on some drill cartridges that I did off screen the day before heading outside of the airlock. Or we turn back around and ruin my entire monologue. Yeah, okay, let's continue working on the drill cartridges. Yeah, okay, let's head back. Okay. With that done, back to the air. There, yeah, there. We head to the nearest metal outpost. That's organic. Yeah, go get it organic. That's okay. Yeah. Fuck. Okay. Yeah, with that said and done, we head over, walk up these stairs, take the wrong fucking way. Okay. And then over here to the Vertara Vadril. Okay, behind you. Behind. You can't hear me. Why am I? Okay. Yeah. We use the drill to then vaporize the living fuck out of these rocks. And then carry on our merry way, stashing it later like a mouse tool that we'll probably need eventually. Probably. Definitely. We'll find out. Moving past that, we use some probes to scan a deposit. Give me a minute to realize I'm on the wrong floor. Okay, I'm fast forwarding. We put an outpost up for production in our workshop. And lo and behold, a quick detour later, we find out just how fucked we really are.
Okay. This is not good. We are surrounded. Damn it. So much for Plan B.
Oh, I hate you.
Fast forward past a conversation with the technician, we end up building a research center so that we can try and find out how to cross this lava river. Only problem, we need a scientist. Which means we're back to the drawing board.
So let's not waste time. Just tell me, how much did you find?
What?
It's at this point made pretty clear that unlike every other Alter Us, the scientist just gets it. He understands the mission and he does not care. Every now and then your alters will have a disagreement between each other on how things should be run. Your job is to basically fulfill promises to either side and try to balance their mood so that they don't rebel entirely and kick you off of the mission.
Yeah, I am. Why? Next time you talk to someone from mining ops, tell them to send over the blueprints from Versi. Once we
And
have
this is where we first really get a glimpse of the fact that every single one of these alters has different memories and a different life path. In his version of his own life, he ends up having a student who then goes on to join Project Versant, and they actually bring results to the point where they create an anchor blueprint. But in our Jan's reality, Versant's a failed program that never got past stage 1. In other words, he wants us to get blueprints from a project that doesn't exist. Now fast forwarding a couple days, and as you can see here, the miner's injured and we need to fix that. So I end up building an infirmary to try and alleviate the injuries and any radiation. And here we run into my one and really only issue with the whole base management thing here. Because it wants to automatically place itself to the closest connected space, it's really hard to try and force it into these small little corners to utilize that space. Now as we head to the infirmary and we smash cut to another frame, let's go over Qubit. Basically it's a small little chip that our quantum computer uses to level up and unlock more alters that we can get.
This base is messing with my head. What do you mean?
Now, let me preface this clip with the context of the fact that the miner has been on prescription medication this entire time. He feels like he has reverse phantom pain where he had lost his arm in an accident And because he now has his arm back, it aches and pains, and because of the prescriptions that he's currently on, his accident count has gone up dramatically. And so if you can see in the top left here, that yellow bar, he keeps getting injured constantly due to the opioids that he's on. So, the day before this, I ended up taking him off of the opioids to try and alleviate that. And, well, after ending the day with an infirmary bed to try and get rid of my own injuries and radiation, I'm gonna just let this play out. He cut his own arm off. The technician wants to just grow him a new arm from himself to try and fix his phantom pain. Fast forwarding past making the scientist agree, he ends up actually wanting to regrow his arm. Now, while this part isn't anything story related, I feel like I should probably mention what a magnetic storm even is. With the planet out to kill us, a magnetic storm drains our radiation filters, makes us all Chernobyl adjacent, and for good measure obliterates any and all modules it feels like.
Don't you know who I am? I'm the Juggernaut, bitch!
So that being said, with one guy at a commission without an arm, I'm basically down a person for the next 2 in-game days. I was getting jackhammered into resource hell. But Chernobyl aside, let's talk about the biologist. So basically, after we quickly and efficiently end the technician's rebellion against us, we basically head up to the quantum computer and create a new house, in which case I skip all of it. This was like the 4th time I had seen all these. So I'm gonna admit, I completely glossed over the whole ex-wife thing. But anyways, the first thing the biologist does is immediately cuck us. Now, jokes aside, in his version of life, he actually has a meaningful relationship with his wife, so he basically just uses this to try and help our John fix his own relationship issues. Which is a pretty nice thing to do with him, honestly. Which actually ends up triggering something. With our first lesson learned from one of our alters, we end up seeing that there's a lot more. Okay, Act 1 is going on a bit longer than I thought it would be, so we're gonna rapid fire through this last part. With biologist's lesson, we ask Lena, our ex-wife, to help us grow super polymers in our garden. We overwork everyone to finish before the sun cooks us up. We learn to be efficient from the scientists. We achieve light bridges. We organize our base so that we don't have to leave any outposts behind. We make a magnetic storm forecast, and then we fumble beer pong. I think I covered everything. Yeah. Okay, so just beat Act 2 less than 30 minutes ago. I'm going through the footage and all the earlier shit's just gone. So let me try to get y'all caught up. We wake up to our sheep Molly dead for unknown reasons. We use corporate standards. We do an autopsy. We try to figure out what's killing her. It's radium. The supercharged growth also supercharged tumors in her brain. And now every single one of our alters has days to live. That's like a month later. We get plans from our boss Maxwell. We create an alter without any cognitive ability, tabula rasa, a blank slate. I don't speak Latin. Then we get a call from our ex-wife. We explain how cooked we are, and lo and behold, she manages to get us some neural implants from the medical corpo position. We choose to not tell her about our alters, a mouse tool that will bite us in the ass later. But for now, we got rebellions, paranoia, and dickheads to manage. We researched a water filter because one of us decided that the water was microdosing us radium. Now let's try and use the footage I got. Cool? Cool. We researched an auto outpost so I can do less important tasks around. The technician and miner decided to hate me for using the implants to heal them because now they're being tracked by a corrupt corporation that we already work for. So now we're down 2 guys. Oh, and there's a giant reverse gravity field blocking us from continuing. So at this point in the footage, I already built and smacked down a gravity scanner and propped up a gravity disruptor, and there's the footage of me putting down the last one. At least this is where the footage for that would have gone, because I might not have recorded that part, or it didn't record. I'm starting a counter for how often this happens starting now. Now let's move on to the ending act.
Worked. We can get out of here. I'm sorry, hon.
Wake up, sleepyhead. Bedtime's over.
So let's backtrack for a second. The technician and miner decided to hate me for using the implants to heal them, so they left. And took a truck full of supplies with them, using a broken down truck that had actually landed on the planet somewhere in the canyon. I didn't cover it, whatever. So after that, the scientist basically drags us back to the base because our helmet was damaged, we were suffocating to death, we were turning blue, he hits us with an injection, we're allergic, and then we end up waking up here in the middle of nowhere with our base running on emergency power in a magnetic storm. Everything's broken and we're running on nothing. Oh, and because he didn't have anyone else to call or ask, he ended up telling Lena, our ex-wife, about the altars, and now she doesn't trust us. Bite us in the ass later. The company doesn't trust us, and we're basically left on our own. Oh, and Lucas is basically our help desk IT assistant that kept calling us earlier that I just keep skipping over because I do not care about this man and or his boss, Maxwell. And yes, I'm skipping every single line of dialogue here. The scientist figures out that we could use the quantum computer we use to create altars to mess around with our brain and make us a competent leader. Because after looking at our life path, we realized that we were never going to be a leader. So we start the process, hook ourselves up to the machines, and let the scientists get to work.
All right. I'm activating the procedure. Any last words?
Yeah, is it okay to have second thoughts about overriding my heart?
Alright, with the procedure over, we basically wake up in a dizzied state, and no one's home.
Is it?
Not a single soul on base.
Hello? Anybody here?
Base is stopped. I should check outside. Ah, shit. We're still in the storm. What the hell?
With that potential copyright gone. Where the fuck are we? Okay. This entire sequence is like 8 minutes. I'm just gonna speed it up for time reasons, so enjoy. Oh, and for the record, I absolutely wanted to splice in some Death Stranding footage just because it's a walking simulator and the footage kind of speaks for itself. But I guess just for some context here, we're basically running through all of Jan's life events that I kept skipping over in the branching protocols, with this being his mom. What the fuck? Is that Mr. 305? Mr. Worldwide? Why is he built like that? What the fuck? Built like a fucking forbidden alien. Like, okay, this fucking bit. Anyway, moving past this guy, we end up talking to him for a bit. He vanishes like the wind, and then we have to go chase him because he's basically the only individual out here in the middle of nowhere. And so we continue our pursuit with... Now, moving past the sheeps and a cacophony of yawns booing us, I'll just let the scene play out for itself.
I'm sorry, Captain. I can't help you. I'm sorry.
They were dead before you got to them.
Why did I serve?
Okay, so what this guy's trying to say, who, by the way, is apparently our subconscious, is we survived the crash landing onto the planet because the quantum computer on board's only mission was to secure Rapidium. And so it gave Jan all the oxygen we had available because he had the highest chance of success. Then basically telling us that it wasn't chance, the computer made a choice, and to move on with our mistakes, building the foreground for opportunities down the road. Which is some pretty solid advice, context aside. So with that, we head over to the quantum computer itself and wake the fuck back up. With our awakening, we talk to the scientist and come to the conclusion that we need to track the technician's vehicle to escape the storm. So we agree to switch the base to auxiliary power and head out tracking the vehicle's light, discovering a lesson from within ourselves.
We're out of the storm. I don't want to be disproportionately enthusiastic, but it seems like our idea worked.
Our idea?
Yes, we brainstormed, didn't we?
Sure. Shouldn't it be here? The exploration vehicle?
We're close to the rendezvous point. It can't be far.
Add one to the count. Thankfully, we didn't miss much. With Act 3, we arrived to the rescue point following our trader's altars. I spend the first 2 or 3 in-game days trying to put down some resource outposts, unsuccessfully. But after that, we make the beacon for the rescue team, we hit an invisible barrier, we complain to the scientist, we managed to find the technician's light he set up to guide us, and now you're caught up. With the scientist researching the barrier, we go ahead and build some supplies to try and help them out before they run out of food and fucking die. Anyways, now with those fucks out of the equation, we can focus on the story. Okay, Lena calls and ends up just telling us that our comms are bugged, the corporation might want us dead, and our entire rescue team is armed to the nines. Oh, and we ask her to try and call Lucas to help us. Remember him? No, me neither. And so, with the call over, we basically just run around the wasteland for a bit until the scientist finishes researching the barrier, but with the power of post-production, we can just skip that.
Jan, there's an issue we need to discuss.
Long story short, the barrier is just multiple realities bundled together like a net. And so after he tells us to go analyze some, we just go around destroying the cores, revealing this giant tree structure. Yeah, I'm not doing that whole edit again. Okay, so basically what this is that scientists figured out how to manipulate the layers of reality to fragment together. Basically, he duct taped them all into one place like a magnet. Skipping past me bringing together a Rapidium outpost just for this single module. I said I'm not editing that again.
Just like a magnet.
Now our job is to prepare to scale this world tree, and all the while our base will be breaking down and we'll be by ourselves. Okay, narrative explanation aside, this part was cool, but damn. You already know you gotta hit him with the...
By the eye of Agamotto!
10 seconds later.
It worked.
Okay. Let's see how things are going back at the...
Great. Now let's talk about this. With the tree climbed and done with, our next objective is to gather the crew in the morning. Problem, this meter here means we have 20 hours until the sun cooks us alive. And because we can't progress without sleeping to the next day, we gotta rerun the whole thing. Okay, so here we're basically redoing all the parts, getting rid of what we do and don't need. We're trying to speedrun this in a way that we can prepare and get it all done in the same day, so that we have one more day before the game automatically ends anyways. You get all that? Cool.
Come on now, race! Everybody supersonic racing. Try to keep your feet right on the ground. When you're supersonic racing, there's no time to look around. We're just supersonic racing. Running to the point of no return. Everybody's supersonic.
It's going to disintegrate! You need to...
No other way down.
Holy
Just like that, the run is back. 2 days left in the clock. Let's call it.
Okay, team, we made it. The rescue ship is gonna be able to land.
Hard to believe how far we've come. I have to say, all this time I was trying hard not to think about how much the odds were against us. But we beat them. We beat the odds. It's incredible.
But it's not over yet. There's two things we need to discuss.
With the tree over,
One,
the team basically
after
decides
talking to
and
Allied
recaps
Corporation,
all of the events
we
of the
decided
game
that
and
it's
my
better for your
choices.
safety
Basically
for the
figure out a way on
system.
how to
So-
deal with the end game.
Hey, here comes problem number 2. I talked to Lena, and after what she told me, I'm not sure I can trust the corporal lady to keep her word and let you stay alive. Which means we might want to think of a way to take control of that ship ourselves. Oh, sure. Because it's so much easier to just blow things up without thinking and kill people. Who have we turned into? Of course, we could look for a non-violent option, one that would spare their lives.
No. Moving past any attempt of mercy here, we now have to actually start the final day protocol.
10 seconds later.
Cool. With the beacon set up, we actually go out and start building the equipment we need to end this. But I'll do you and myself a favor and summarize how this all goes down. We have 22 hours before the sun cooks us. We need to make an autopilot device, a module to smuggle the altars, and we have no time to research it all. So we have to decide, do we go with the safe route or with the... Okay, first, let's just go answer a call from Lucas.
Lucas?
Jan.
Yeah, the ship's gonna be here anytime now. Have you thought about helping me out?
Yes, it's too risky.
Are you sure?
Yes, I don't think we should ever...
Lucas.
So with that rat bastard not helping us, we're fucked. It was at this point where I genuinely began to think I was soft locked, and I'd have to end the video right here. It's so over. But with a loaded game comes locking the fuck in. We hike up the mountain, skip the beacon scene, we hike down, we research the module, we research the autopilot, we skip that rat bastard and keep it moving, we make the charges, we make the module, we plant the charges, and start the last day. Time to wrap this all up. We say goodbye to the remaining survivors, we skip past one more call from corporate, and we leave the same base we spent the entire game building.
So, this is it. Thanks for saving my life, being a home for me, for us.
Dolsky, this is the Allied Corp Rescue Squadron at your service, sir. Anyway, you must be beat. Get that gritty ass of yours on the ship while we run a final checkup on that CPU.
Hey, there's something strange about this one. It's heavier, and the bioscanner readings.
Contamination.
Sorry, but no idea.
Seriously? The readings show that there's signs of life inside this crate.
I don't think I have to explain myself to you. I've done my job, Commander. Now it's time you do yours.
How did I end up here?
I ask myself the same thing, Jan. The same fucking thing.
Incident of this kind in the last month, with the total number of casualties estimated to exceed 200. In reaction to the escalation